This is, believe me, absolutely non-stop. Let's continue. Welcome to GMS Magazine at Spiel 2022. Okay, good things are worth repeating and having twice. And this is exactly the case because we have an awful lot of really cool things in here. Zio, these are the games that you've brought from, these are the new goodness that you've managed to get from Singapore. Tell me about this collection. What's new? What's different about them?
Okay, I guess the one that has the most interest right now is this game called Fly Away. So it's designed by Singaporean designers based on birds. You know, birds. For some reason, our Boardgame culture revolves around birds this last few years. So birds in Asia, particularly in South Asia, migration. So this is one of the very interesting games that a lot of people is looking out for. So that's what they do. This is an escape game. So it was designed by a Singaporean escape room company. So they decided to bring the escape room experience into a board games. So these are the two of the bigger games. And we have a lot of light games I can see. We have two pandemic-related games, Bye Bye Virus and Lockdown. So, oh well,
It was bound to happen that some games were going to be themed about it, yeah.
Yeah. So there's quite a lot of diversity among Singaporean designers over there. So there's different kind of ideas. And then I think one of the very interesting concept over here is about learning the languages in our part of the world. So this is a series by a Singaporean designer that focus on language. And of course, there's one about Singapore food. So I guess Singapore food is quite famous around the world. I mean, that's what we export. We cannot export anime or any other thing, so yeah. So we have the Korean language, Cantonese, so it's a dialect of the Chinese. We have Malayu, which is Malay. We have Japanese, we have Mandarin, and we have Singlish. So Singlish is our local form of English. Okay. Well, you know, every country has a localized form of English, which incorporate local slangs and all these kind of things. So yeah, this is the thing. So that if people want to learn how to speak in Singlish, so that people understand them, yeah, this is the game to get. Yeah. So we have Brew and Flu is a drinking game, and a dog game. We have two dogs game over here. It's a money game over here, Affluent, and we have two corporate culture game about bad
people and bad bosses. Yeah. What's that?
Well, that's the thing. Oh, one more interesting game is this game called Protect. It is a heritage conservative game designed by architecture students in Singapore. So they featured some of the very preserved monuments and buildings in Singapore, and they created it into a game. Yep, so that's it.
How do you choose what games to produce? Because I can imagine that you get a lot more offers than you can physically or even you're interested in producing. What is the criteria for you to say yes to a game?
I guess one of the things that we wanted is that, okay, because for Singapore, the market is still starting to get used to tabletop games. So we want them to have something familiar, yet something that's fresh. Okay, so we need to convert popular mechanics from like Monopoly Deal or Exploding Kittens, but we need to create twists. And that's the twist that we're looking for. How can you have a twist that such that when people play the game, they're familiar with some of the mechanics, yet they can go on to discover new mechanics. So that is what we are primarily looking out for when we are actually producing games.
Okay. What's next for your company? What's the next step for you?
We are looking to do a couple of things. We are trying out new genre. So for Capital Game Studio, we wanted to try some things that is not finance. Okay, so we are working on a dinosaur game. So it just finished on Kickstarter, so it's called Dinoverse. It's basically a game about trying to manage dinosaurs, or herbivore and carnivore, trying to earn points and getting them to survive, which faction you are trying to work with. And then we're working on historical titles. So if you look at our Mercat series right now, it's all on food. So Singaporeans are crazy about food. So we make a lot of food games. Okay, so we wanted to branch out a bit, and we are actually this is Dinoverse. It's a prototype over here. Yeah, so Singapore 1889 we are still developing. So it's about the time during the colonial times when the British came to colonize Singapore, and there's a lot of secret society over there. And then we have the British trying to hit down on the opium, and the merchants trying to survive within that thing. So that is a historical game that we are also creating.
That sounds very cool. Well, I really hope they all succeed immensely. And next year, this booth is like, I don't know, 5 times bigger with amazing games all over the place.
Yeah.
So we can see you grow a lot.
We hope to be as big as Korea and Japan. Japan in the future, you look at Korea, they have a huge game, huge booth, so many titles. Yeah, I hope that we can grow to that stage in the future.
I'm sure it will happen. Thank you very much indeed for your time, sir. Thank you.